Open your eyes and see God's army from 2 Kings 6. Have you ever been really, really afraid? Maybe a big old bully threatened to get you, or there were strange noises in the basement, or you were worried about something that could turn your life upside down? What would have helped you then? In this story, Elisha's servant is scared silly, and for good reason. But watch and see if you can see what he saw. It starts off with an angry king. The king of Aram is trying to beat the king of Israel in battle by using surprise attacks. But every time he plans an ever so secret ambush, the Israelite king already knows about it and he's prepared. Now the king of Aram is hopping mad. Who keeps telling Israel my secret plans? He thunders. Who is on Israel's side? None of us are against you, O king, says one of his captains. But there's a prophet named Elisha. He knows the very words you whisper in your bedroom. He tells the king of Israel your plans. Go and capture him, the king of Aram yells. So a huge army is rallied with fierce soldiers in chariots and on horseback. They sneak up the mountain at nighttime and completely surround the city where Elisha lives. When Elisha's servant gets up in the morning, he goes outside and just about falls over. They're entirely surrounded by a massive army. He runs back, terrified. Oh no, my master, what are we going to do? He wails. Don't be scared, Elisha answers. Those who are on our side are greater than those who are against us. What are you talking about, Elisha? Nobody's on our side, and that army is huge. They're everywhere, and there's no way out. But Elisha prays, Lord, open his eyes so he can see. And bam, the servant sees. Guarding them is an even bigger army. The entire mountainside is filled with fiery chariots and horsemen. God has sent a colossal angel army to protect them. Beside them, the enemy armies look puny and weak, like toy soldiers. How do you think Elisha's servant feels now? Do you know that God sends his angel armies to protect his children? When you are scared and frightened, think of that. God is there with you. His angels protect you. Pray to him so you can see his protection with the eyes of your heart. But let's go back to Elisha and his servant. The enemy is moving in to attack. Hordes of fierce horses and chariots pound down the mountain. Like a huge wave they sweep down, screaming, kill the prophet. And just as they're about to reach him, Elisha prays just one prayer, because God is bigger than all the armies of the world. Lord, he asks, please strike this army with blindness. And bam, they're all blind. You can picture them screeching to a stop, fumbling, stumbling, piling up in a mass of bodies. Why can't I see? They probably scream. Where has that prophet gone? Here he is. I've got him by his big bald head. That's not the prophet, that's my nose. Oh, good gracious. Sorry, Captain. Stop sitting on my head. It must have been a sight to see. A mountain of kicking legs, arms, soldiers, horses. And then the Bible tells us the funniest part of all. Elisha calmly walks up to them. You're in the wrong city and the wrong place, he says. Follow me, and I'll bring you to the man you're looking for. And that huge, impressive, colossal, blind army stumbles after Elisha like lost puppies. Elisha leads them to the capital of Israel, right into the hands of the king of Israel. Then Elisha prays, Lord, open their eyes, and bam, the enemy army can see again. But what a sight! They're surrounded by their enemies and helpless as ever. And if that's not enough, the man they're following is the very prophet they were sent to kill. They probably want to cover their eyes and say, "This can't be happening." The king of Israel can hardly believe his good luck. He runs up, swinging his sword, so to speak. "Can I kill them, my master?" he begs Elisha. "Can I? Can I?" Elisha slows him down a bit. "Kill them? You might as well kill a bunch of lost puppies." Well, Elisha says it a little bit differently. But that's the idea. "Don't kill them," he says. "How can you kill the captives of war? Instead, give them food and water, then send them home to their master." And that's exactly what happens. Just when the Aramean enemies think they're all going to be killed, the king of Israel invites them to a lavish feast. They can't believe their eyes, which had been blinded, then unblinded, and weren't helping them out that much all that crazy inside out, upside down, and backwards day. When they've eaten till their stomachs are bursting, the king sends them home again. They turn tail and take their sorry, sheepish, muddy selves back to their master, the king of Aram. And that's the end of the war between those two kings. Aram has learned his lesson. What a crazy, beautiful story. Do you see how the king of Israel repaid the enemy army with kindness? The army of Aram was sent to kill Elisha and any Israelites they possibly could. But instead, they were given mercy and a wonderful feast. It's a lot like what Jesus does for us. Without him, we were God's enemies. We had turned against his law and everything that was really and truly good. You might think God would hate us, but instead he sent his son to rescue us. Because Jesus took our punishment, we can have a relationship with God. Now, instead of punishing us, he protects us. Instead of killing us like we deserve, he feeds us and gives us wonderful gifts. We are treated like princesses and princes because of Jesus. He has returned hatred with mercy and celebration.